Hey heroes, Jonathan here at Night Knowledge. Today we're looking at the last spell. It's a turn-based tactical RPG roguelike that's a tower defense game. Released on June 3rd by Ishtar Games on Steam, it looked interesting, but I couldn't tell from people's streams on Twitch whether it was worth it, and while very difficult, is extremely fun. Today's video will hopefully give you an idea of whether it's something you'll like as well. Let's get started. So let's start a new game. And I haven't been successful at all. I failed numerous times. But the roguelite nature of it, I am slowly becoming more powerful. It's becoming a little bit easier, but not so easy that, you know, I'm able to win yet. So we have two options right now in this specific city. Standard difficulty, which doesn't seem to do anything, and easy mode. I've only played easy mode actually once with the extra hero, but we'll just do standard difficulty. This is currently in early access. I'm not too sure when it's going to be fully released. So let's load it up. So the story of... I honestly, to tell you the truth, I wasn't really paying attention to the story of the game. But basically, I think some magic was released. I think two warring mages use spells on each other. And basically, it destroyed kind of like the earth and kind of caused kind of like an undead zombie apocalypse. And we have to protect our mages right here. They're casting some sort of spell that'll save the town or save maybe the earth. But we have enemies coming from this mist. You can't see it yet, but it'll become thick, and undead will start climbing our walls and trying to attack it. So as you can see at the start of the very game, right now we start off with three heroes. We'll talk about them in a sec. We see where the zombies are coming from. So let's move them up here just right now. And I'm going to zoom in. This is our town. We have a house right here, which gives us workers, which we'll talk about. We have a shop, which we can buy stuff, and a lot of ruins. The ruins later on we'll use the workers on. So we know where the hordes are coming. Let's take a quick look at the heroes that we have. So let's look at the character sheet. One thing in the future I really hope that they do is that they allow me to change the names of these people, or that I can create my own team, because every time you do a new game you get a totally new set of heroes, but from my experience they all tend to follow the same thing. One person's melee, like Keon. Then we have Patrick, who's a ranged person. And then we have Margaratha, who is kind of like a mage type of thing. I have played quite a bit and unlocked quite a bit. So when you start the game, it will be a lot more basic in terms of the gear and the items and the strength of your characters. So anyways, Margaratha is an illusionist, and each character will have these three different types of buffs or debuffs. So she's an illusionist, so she has better magic damage, more move points, and more dodge, which is great. She's lucky, so even more dodge and critical, but she's a smoker, so that move points that we got over here has been negated, and we actually get 30% less healing, so that's not great. Okay. And she has a Novice Scepter, and this Scepter has three different abilities. Shocking Touch, which seems to be a melee range attack. She has a Magic Bash, another melee range spell attack. And finally, Hammer of Faith, which looks like it has a range of 1 to 2 squares or tiles. And as you can see, it tells you how many targets and the limit, the number of times it can be done. Lots of information on here. Basically what you look at is the damage, you look at the skills, you look at the the abilities, the effects, so of what it will do. So this Shocking Touch will decrease the it'll make enemies easier to hit, or maybe they hit. Yeah, I think that's what it means. Momentum. So for Magic Bash, I want to actually run into, I want to be highly mobile. And finally, Hammer of Faith will stun, has a 50% chance to stun. Anyways, let's look at the next person, Keon. So he is a Jester. So he's good at damage, but low armor, low resist. That's really bad. He's incompetent, so he does less damage. So that physical damage that we're going to be doing is actually negated entirely. But he has demonic blood, so still physical damage, resistance, and critical. So it's okay. So it seems like his stats are kind of like making him just an average character. He has a rusty sword and a shield and armor. 15 armor. Okay, not great. Patrick, he's a jeweler. He gets a +1 trinket slot, which is right here. And minus 10 armor, minus 4% resistance. But then he's thick-skinned, so he has 5% resistance, which is not great because he's an idiot. So he's a thick-skinned idiot jeweler. I don't think I can get any worse. And so his main weapon is a wooden longbow, which is, you know, typical rangy stuff. So let's just start it off. Let's just start the game. So we can position our guys, and let's put this guy here, you here, and my ranged guy right here. Let's start. Oops. So that's the enemy's first turn. Ooh, and they start off with strong enemies already, right off the bat. So each creature has like different abilities. If you look at the top right, so we got dodgers, we got clawers, just simple, let's see. Okay, so they're pretty far away right now. Let's look at the abilities. Long shot deals bonus damage to enemies with no adjacent ally. That's not happening. Watch out. Increases an attribute for a given duration. Increased dodge. I don't think that's good. Let's see. This attack ignores. So this snipe shot, this attack ignores their dodge and does a lot of damage. You can only do it twice per turn. And finally, Arctic Blast. Let's take a look. So Arctic Blast, as you can see, is an AoE. This one is it has. So see, if an enemy's here, I shouldn't be able to shoot it. Right? Out of range, right. So if it's in this area, I can't shoot it. But this one has a shorter range. So let's use this one here. Snipe shot. Ignores the dodge, and this guy's a dodger. So let's shoot him. And things we have to look at. There's lots of things to talk to you about. So you start off with a certain amount of action points. I believe you start off with 3 when you first start the game, but I've gotten a lot of upgrades, so I actually did 5. So the more action points, the more things you can do per turn. These symbols here, the yellow symbol is how much action points it takes. Blue is how much mana, which is this. And move points is green. So each tile is a move point. There's no rough terrain that will make it more, at least at this time. But there are obstacles like this. I can't walk into water. I can't walk through walls. I could jump through walls, like this option right here. So let's keep shooting. Let's see. I'm going to snipe shot someone. Let's see, who do we want to snipe? Maybe this guy? Beautiful. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't just be wasting mana just for fun. So that guy's hurt. Oh, and that guy dodged. And I still have one more, what's it called? One more action point. I could do this. I could brace. So as you can see, I target myself up to 2 turns. It increases my armor by 25. And as you can see, he has no armor. Armor will regenerate at the beginning of each turn. So, there's a block stat which will negate damage each time you get hit. So let's just aim one more time, and he dodged. Wow. Okay, so I don't want to move this guy too far. He only has 7 movement, and if I don't do it properly, he'll just get hurt. So let's do this. I'll move him up forward, and I will buff him twice. As you can see, his armor's now 65. So he'll block up to 65 damage before he starts taking health damage. And let's see. So as you can see, he has 3 action points. I'm not going to waste it. And there's nothing about positioning. So if an enemy comes behind me, I'm not taking extra damage. It's damage. It's just normal damage either way. So let's see. So the Shocking Touch looks like is a T attack. The Magic Bash, remember, is all about moving far, and it'll do 50% more damage, I believe, per square moved. And Hammer of Faith looks like it is a... What is Hammer of Faith? Oh, Hammer of Faith, as you can see, it says Propagation. So it's going to hit more targets. So as you can see, it says there's an 85% chance it's going to hit up to 5 people. I think per person, there's an 85% chance it's going to keep chaining to more people and more brace. So this one has a short range though as well. Let's see if I can move. This is kind of risky. Let's try it. So I'm going to propagate, or I'm going to use on this guy. And as you can see, it hit a lot of guys. But now the problem is I have to run back, and I probably have to buff myself to make sure I don't take too many hits. So now our turn is done, or my choices are done. It'll always remind you, hey, you still have action points, but I don't want to do anything right now. Okay. Enemies can only attack you, or melee enemies can only attack you if they're adjacent, but not diagonally. So I think that's orthogonal. So let's try this. Let's try this now. Shocking Touch time. Nope. Shocking Touch. That'll use 2 action points. Ooh, look at that. Take him out. Good. Let's move up one more. Let's do Shocking Touch again. Very nice. That's a nice ability. Let's do maybe this bash. Ooh, that's a nice hit. Okay, let's move back, because you only have 10 armor. Now it's this guy's turn. So let's try this. Let's see, I only have 3 more movement points left. Okay, let's move right here, and let's buff myself twice. Sorry that I'm not explaining it correctly. I was using Slice. Slice is just a basic melee attack. As you can see, it has momentum, so it has a few things. So basically, it's an attack. If you kill it, you'll move into that spot, and the more I move, the more damage it does. I use the dash, which will attack through an enemy, doing a higher amount of damage. But the adjacent space after the enemy needs to be free. I can't do it if there's another enemy. The Blade Rush will allow me to rush through 3 enemies, but the 4th tile needs to be empty to be able to do it. It will use mana though. And finally Brace. So now those 2 guys have gone, and now it's this guy's turn. Arctic Blast. Let's see how this works. So Arctic Blast is about stunning. So if I stun guys, that means they're not moving. So why don't we separate the team, hopefully. Ooh, look at that. That's a beautiful ability. Okay. So I did that. And I don't want to do snipe shots right now. Let's see if I can take out guys individually now. There we go. Beautiful. That's a high dodge. So the further away, as you can see, the further away you shoot, the higher the dodge is for at least this type of ranged. Okay, so I'm out of action points. I can still move. I love that. You can move and you can use actions and move again and vice versa. I hate games where you either attack and then you can't move, or you move first, then you attack, but then you can't move again after that. That's a big pet peeve of mine. As you saw, it also reminds you that, hey, you didn't move some of your guys. So as you can see, he only took armor damage, and now his armor has been renewed at the beginning of his turn. But this brace only lasts that one turn. After that one turn is gone. So now question is, what are we going to do here? I think we're going to do more Shocking Touch. I really like Shocking Touch. Really good ability. Hits them hard. Let's go here. Okay. And let's bash a few times. Ooh, that's a beautiful attack. I ran out of action points, so let's move back. Because she only has 10 armor. Let's see. I'm going to... Oh, he dodged it. I don't like that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Running out of room. Let's see, I have 7 movement points. That's okay. Okay, let's move here. And now, let's start sniping these guys. Okay, that guy's dead. That guy's dead. He's out of range. He's too close. And one more shot. Oh, he ran out. Oh, he can't use that anymore. Oh, he can dodge though. That's not very useful though. Maybe a snipe shot, use some mana. So snipe shot. Any strong enemies around here? I don't see any. Let's hit this guy though. Boom. Okay, we're done that turn. And there aren't unlimited. There's a certain amount of enemies that are coming. And as you can see, now that they're at the walls, they're going to start taking them down. Depending on the enemy, they have different objectives. You don't see it in this game, but other games I've played, there are like these rushers. So they'll attack the walls if they see it, if they're adjacent to it, but their aim is to get to actually these guys. While these type of enemies, I believe, typically go for walls and heroes first. So what do you think? I think, actually, I'm going to use this Hammer of Faith to hit a lot of enemies at one time. Great job. And I'm going to use the Shocking Touch. Free. Beautiful. And I'm going to start bashing. Uh-oh. And now she's out of action points. So because she has so little armor, I don't want her to take too much damage, so I'm going to move her back. And now you're going to get to see the Blade Rush ability. So, there we go, 3 guys out. I'm going to just attack that guy once. I'm going to go here. You're dead. How many more? I have 1 more action point, 4 more movement points. Okay, let's go right here. Uh-oh. So this is not good. He's kind of exposed and I wasn't able to brace. So next turn, these guys are probably going to surround him. So he'll get hit 3 times unless I somehow help him. Maybe with a Arctic Blast. Okay, so they're all stunned. These guys should not move. We'll see how the other guys move though. I'm going to shoot that guy. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. And now I'm out of action points. I'm gonna maybe move here. It doesn't really matter. Here we go. So now my guy is surrounded. He took some damage. He doesn't have very much health either. So this might be a very short episode. Let's see. I think I'm going to... Let's do the same thing. Blade Rush. All the way through. And I'm going to go here. And I'm going to do the Scepter Touch. Beautiful. I'm going to go here. And now, as I was talking about, let's get away. And she's going to use her ability that hits as many guys. Hopefully a lot of guys. Ooh, look at that. That's beautiful. Now the question is, she has 1 more action point. Does she spend it buffing herself or doing damage? And I think the answer is we're going to buff ourselves. How are you doing? You still have 2 action points. I think what we're going to do, we're going to go like this. Buff up twice. So enemies will probably come and only 2 guys can attack them, so their armor should be enough. Let's see. These guys are too close. Let's do another Arctic Blast. There we go, beautiful. Let's see. Hopefully this can hit. Yep. Don't miss. There we go. And this guy. No line of sight. Okay, beautiful. Let's get a little closer. Let's Let's see what happens now. As you can see, we're almost done this wave if we can only survive. Okay, we're getting there. So let's see. Let's move our guy into range. Let's see. Ah, he dodged. That's bad. Let's see. I have 4 movement points, 2 action points. There we go. Beautiful. Good job. Still 2 movement points. Maybe I'll move you behind. Your turn. What are we going to do? I think we're going to do like we've always been doing. This Scepter is really good. Really like that. Let's see. I'm going to go here. Hit that guy. Beautiful. That's a lot of damage. I love it. I'll move here and I'll buff myself 1 time. I think he still has action points. Perfect. Okay, so let's see. There we go. Let's get a little closer. He doesn't need to be that close. There we go. The wave is done. So at the end of each night, it's going to give you some experience for our characters based off how you did. Experience is shared. So actually, the more heroes you have, the less experience everyone's getting in total. And then, depending on how much of your city got attacked, you get more resources, which is money and materials. And because I did very well in that very first wave, out of like 10 or something like that, I get a special what's called night reward. Let's take the gold, let's take the materials, let's take the night reward. And for killing enemies and being successful, we earned what's called night or tainted essence. I'm going to show you what that's about. So this is the beginning of kind of like the production phase. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what's called the Oraculum. So as you play the game, this is the roguelike aspect of the game. We have darkness and light. And basically that tainted essence is a currency with this character who wants that essence. So you spend, as you can see, we have 822. We need 3,000 total, but which we can contribute at any time towards to unlock these specific things. If we scroll down, I'll scroll down to show you, I've unlocked a whole lot of stuff. Starting here, all those ones with the check marks, I've unlocked all this stuff. But there's way more to unlock, which is what I love. So it's all about your playstyle. It's all about maybe luck. But let's see, Watchtower. So it looks like I've been putting points into action points 2. So I've already put action points 1 so that my heroes get +1 action point whenever you start the game. So I'm going to keep putting more points into it. As you can see, I still need 1365 to unlock this, and that'll be for all future playthroughs. Now, looking at the light side, we've actually revealed who it is. Rejoice, O earth and sea, for I have come with gifts in hand. Can others see you? Sadly not. My powers remain too weak for me to materialize in the physical world, thy world. I have to watch from afar my children die in pain and suffering. I can only help my flock through thee, my righteous vessel. So she's different. We're not gaining any essence through combat, but things we do in the game will unlock stuff. So like this, every time we do physical damage, which is kind of like melee, I believe, we're adding to this thing, this one right here. If we get a hero reach 12 in move points, then we'll unlock this one, the gladiator set. If we have a hero that reaches level 7, we'll get this. We get additional positive background traits. I really need this. Have your magic shop craft 10 items, have your bower craft 10 items, blah blah blah. So lots of is tracking a whole lot of things. So no matter what you do in the game, you're unlocking stuff. If you want something specific, you can look at this list and try to aim for it, which is what I love. But let's get out of this. Let's look at what the production phase is about. So it tracks it all on the left hand side, kind of like a board game, which I really like. Let's level up our guys. If you remember, Keon is our main melee fighter. He's not really a good melee fighter. And these are we're going to pick a primary and then a secondary stat. And let's see. Most likely physical damage is what we want. If we didn't like it, we can re-roll the attributes. I don't really think this works very well. So I'm just going to take physical damage. That's a 10% buff, which I'd like. Now, secondary attribute. I'm going to take daily health regeneration from 10 to 30. And the reason why I do that is because now, whenever you level up, you get 1 perk point. And the first perk point I always pick for melee fighters is coagulation. Armor is increased by 125% of the hero's health regen. So we already increased it from 10 to 30. And 125% should be some number. But but right now our armor is 15. So let's see what happens. 15 and it goes up to 59. Fantastic. Remember, armor regenerates at the beginning of each turn, while block will reduce damage per hit. So that's that character. Let's look at the next character, Patrick, our idiot, thick-skinned jeweler, but archer. So I'm gonna take mana. Mana is really good. I don't see him doing physical damage. I don't want him getting hit. If he's getting hit, he's not being a good archer. So I'm gonna confirm, get more mana, and then I think what I'm gonna take is daily mana regen. I like that. Okay, now the perk I'm gonna pick for you is, let's see. Not that one, not that one. I might do this one, steady aim. As long as the hero didn't move during this turn, I have a better chance to hit him, and my skill range is even further. Okay, and finally, Margaratha, our lucky illusionist. That's a smoker. Smoking's bad, kids. We level her up. She is kind of like our melee spellcaster. It's kind of like maybe like a cleric of sorts. We want to give her block, dodge, or armor. So I think I'm going to give her armor. That'll just flat out give her more armor. And now the next thing is, I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to give her daily health regen, and because she's going to be in the fray, I'm going to give her the armor. So we go from 25 armor to 49. Very good. Okay, so we're done leveling up our characters. As you can see, enemies are coming from this side, so we simply move them over. This is kind of like the last thing you do, and you could always do this later. There we go. Okay, so let's zoom in a little bit. So now we get our night reward. Remember, for doing a good job. So, ooh, look at this. So 2 uncommon items, but we got an epic Novice Scepter, and this is perfect because if we look at Margaratha, she has a Novice Scepter. So this is only, actually, if you look at the base damage, there's no change in base damage, but there's lots of added bonuses, critical, mana, and lots of mana regen. The great thing about this is that characters can have 2 weapon sets. So I can actually give this Novice Scepter to Margaratha, but I could also give it to someone else, maybe my other guy. So let me take that. I'm going to select that. I'm going to confirm, and let me just show you the inventory now. So being that is almost exactly the same, I'm going to actually change it up, and I'm going to give it to Keon because it's only one-handed. That's better than the other abilities. Let's just take a look at him. His magic damage is good. He has a bonus to magic damage. Not actually. It's not really anything. It's not really a bonus at all. But I like this ability. I like being able to hit a lot of enemies, and it's what's it called? It does cost 2 action points, but it hits a lot of enemies at a time. So I'm gonna do that. Maybe I want to keep the sword, so we put it in the secondary weapon slot. Okay, so now we have a few options, and this is where the first turn's pretty critical. We can build new structures, like more houses, giving us more workers. Kind of think of it like a board game. More workers means you can do more stuff, but then you're foregoing something else. So we can do stuff like scavengers camp, give us more materials at the beginning of each day, more gold each day. We can heal ourselves, heal our mana, make armor, melee items, ranged items, magic items, and I don't have the money for this stuff. So we can also buy new gear right off the bat. So we can get... So if I don't like the beginning gear that I got, then if I can survive that first turn, I can buy new stuff. So here's a wand with different abilities on it. Here's a hammer, once again, different abilities. Most likely we want armor. So let's quickly think about the armor. Let's take a look at Keon. He's our melee guy. So he's wearing light armor, and if we give him heavy armor, it'll decrease his move, but then he'll have more armor overall and some block. But the light armor gives him dodge, so that's actually not bad, like that armor he has already. Let's take a look at Margaratha. She has light armor as well, so maybe heavy armor might not be a thing. Medium armor will give double. Oh, it's because if you're wondering why the heavy armor has less armor than the medium armor, it's because someone has worn this already. So think of it, it probably has holes in it. So worn light armor, so we don't want that. Let's see, medium armor. I like that. I like that. Round shield can give us some block, and Margaratha already has a shield, a rusty shield. And Keon, he has a shield as well. It'll give us more health, but I don't think that's worth it. Ooh, daily health regen. This is probably pretty good. We only have 100 gold though, so let's think a little faster. Ooh, I like that. Propagation, so that third ability would be good. Let's see, what's this? Ooh, even more armor, but less experience gain. Questions. Okay, so now that we've looked at see what's in there, it helps me think about what I want here. So let's take a look. My guys actually didn't use too much mana, so I could actually do something else. Let's make a armor maker. And here's something that I hope in the future, that right now I can't rotate the building at all, and there's a very great way to submit feedback in this game. Won't talk about that, just I'm hoping in the future that I can rotate buildings, so I can maybe put it into this slot right here, because it's an L-shaped building. So right now I'm gonna put it, I don't like that spot, but I'll do it. So armor, is that what I want? Yeah, let's do it. So the first time you build a place or a production building, it'll make something for you. So the armor maker's done, and it's going to give us a choice of 3 different things. Linen armor, which we don't really want, although the dodge is really nice. 11% plus move points plus physical damage, plus you can buff yourself to dodge. A paladin shield. Whoa, look at the armor. I'm probably taking that. There's no doubt. Okay, so let's give one of our 2 guys more. So this guy has 59 armor basically, and Margaratha has 49, so let's give her the better shield. And with that shield, we can now, let me just we can sell it. Okay, and let's get that. Oh, we don't have that much. Let's see. Do I have enough money? I can do this. I can upgrade it, and I can use it 3 times. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm actually just going to buy that last thing. I'm going to buy this thing here. That's the helmet, and that gives us more health, daily health regen. So I'll give that to actually Keon then. And remember, he benefits from health regen as well, so that increased his armor as well. 69, nice, and Margaratha 83, so not as good. So Margaratha should kind of be further in the fray. So we're done building new structures, we're done buying new gear. Now we're gonna build some defenses, but we're gonna use our workers first. And so I have 4. You start off with 4 workers. You can upgrade the homes to get 1 additional worker. You can also spend gold to buy or to build houses, and as you can see, it'll give you 2 workers per house. So I think what I'm gonna do is, when you select a ruin, you have the option of spending 1 worker per tile. So this is a 2-tile house, so it requires 2 workers. I can select a gold focus or a materials focus. Either one will give you gold and materials, but it obviously gives you more of one of them. So I'm going to go with scavenging, but you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to spend every single worker and do this 4x4 because enemies are coming from this area, and this one will most likely get attacked first. So I'm going to do a materials focus. Do this. Okay. Let's see. Do I have an option? I don't have that option anymore. Let me double check. No, I don't have that option. I could go by, but let's not spend our time doing that. Let's go and build some defenses. As you can see, I've unlocked a few defenses, including ballista. At the beginning of the game, you'll only have, I believe, these 4 options: barricades, wooden walls, reinforced wooden walls, and stone walls. So I'm gonna patch up some holes. But see, I only have 172, so I don't want to spend too much. I want to patch in the holes, but not crazily. There we go. And what I'll do is I'll move this guy out, and actually I'm going to make a gate, and the gate acts as a gate. So we'll do that. And we still, oh, I used too many. I wanted to build a ballista to show that to you. So unfortunately you can't undo your mistakes. We can do more barricades to kind of stop the enemies coming from certain directions. And I'll just do that right there. I could put, and what's cool is these barricades, you can put them all the way out up here, whereas certain these walls can only be done within this area inside the city. So let's start another wave. So we'll do here and here. Bring it. So now is the deployment phase, which allows you to move if you forgot to do it in your production phase. I'm okay. And basically, as you can see, we have a new enemy type, the one I was talking about, the runners. So these guys' main focus is to get to these guys. They will ignore buildings and walls. They'll attack walls if they have to, but if there's an opening, they'll run through the opening and try to kill these guys. And it really only takes like about 3 or 4 hits to be able to kill these guys, and then the game's over. But remember, roguelite, you're unlocking lots of stuff, so the next time you play, it'll hopefully be a little bit easier. So let's just let's move forward. We're gonna bounce you in the face, and now we're moving back, and we're going to give ourselves some armor. And now your turn. How much movement? You only have 6 movement, so I don't think I'm actually going to. Let's see, 4. Let's do this. Beautiful, and run back. And she can't reach it. So she might get hit, so I'm going to buff her up as well. Now it's archer time. Oh, I need line of sight. That's bad. Okay, and maybe, as you can see, these guys are armored. So these guys has 105 armor if you look in the top right. So I do have an ability to ignore armor, right? This one ignores dodge, so this is actually not a great thing. It does do more damage though. Let's give it a try. Ooh, 1-shot kill. And let's hit this guy with a basic one. Okay, turn is done. Oh, someone still has 3 action points, our warrior, but that's okay. I want them to get closer. Oh, see how fast they run. Okay, so what are we going to do? Let's see, we're going to kill these guys. Because these guys are weak. No line of sight still for some reason. There we go. Maybe hit this guy. Why? Line of sight is so finicky. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Okay, let's try this. Okay, and now I'm going to do this. There we go. Probably shouldn't have done that. I probably should have just hit the 3 because you can't really hit the guys. I think you can hit them in this row, but anywhere further, it doesn't hurt the guys behind there. So let's bring my guy here. I'm going to hit him. And can I do it again? I have enough action points. There we go. And I'm actually going to run back. Armor up. Now her turn. She has 6 movement points, so this might not be the smartest thing. But it does hurt him. Armor up. Armor up. And who has action points left? I think Keon, right? You're the... No. Who has action points still? Oh, it's her. Okay, we're done. So I think I'm going to end the video right here today. Thank you very much for joining me today. I hope this gave you a good idea of what the game is like, how it plays like. Basically, if I survive this wave, I go back to production phase. I get more money, more materials. I can level up my heroes if they leveled up. I can buy them more gear, buy more buildings, build more defenses. It does get harder though. It's not just one direction they're going to come from. I believe next time they're going to come from 2 different directions, and maybe they come from a direction that you didn't make enough defenses for. So it might have been good for me to actually save some of those building materials, because maybe next turn they're going to come from here and here, and then I have to split my heroes in 2 different forces. But once again, thank you very much for joining me today. Check out the rest of my channel for other videos on video games, board games, and other fun things. I'll see you next time.